Do you still remember how to multiply fractions? Okay, we are going to apply that in multiplying rational algebraic expressions. For example, we have a over 2b times a over c. So just like multiplying fractions, we are going to multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. So we have a times a, that is a squared. Then 2b times c, that is 2bc. Since there is no common factor in the numerator and denominator, so this is already in simplified form. Another one, we have 3x over 4y squared times y over 8. So before we multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator, we can also cancel out first the common factor in the numerator and denominator of both fractions. So as you could see, there is a variable y in this rational expression in the numerator. And in the denominator of this rational expression, there is also a variable y. So a common factor of y. So we can cancel that. So we have y divided by y. So this becomes 1. And then y squared divided by y becomes y. Okay? So we can now multiply 3x times 1. We have 3x. Then 4y times 8, that is 32y. So this is already in simplified form. Okay, another one. We have x squared minus 8x plus 12 all over x squared minus 16 times 4x plus 16 all over x squared minus 4x plus 4. So before we multiply and simplify, let us factor first the rational expressions. So in this rational expression, the numerator is a general trinomial. So the factors of this general trinomial, x squared minus 8x plus 12, are two binomials, which are x minus 6 and x minus 2. Now let's check. X times x, that is x squared. Then, negative 6 times negative 2, that is positive 12. And then, if we are going to combine negative 6 and negative 2, we get negative 8. So, the coefficient of the middle term. So, every term in this trinomial is satisfied. So, it means these are the correct factors. Then, in the denominator, as you could see, this is a difference of 2 squares. So, the factors of x squared minus 16 are x plus 4 and x minus 4. So, remember that we are just going to get the square roots of the first and the last term, or the first and the last terms. So, we have the square root of x squared. We have x, write 1x here, and write 1x here. And then for 16, we have 4. We have positive 4 and we have negative 4. So, just remember that pattern. Okay, now for this numerator in the other rational expression, you could see common monomial factor. For 4x plus 16, the common monomial factor is 4. So, both terms in this polynomial are divisible by 4. Okay, so we have the common monomial factor of 4, and then the other factor is obtained by dividing 4x by 4. Okay, so that is equal to x. And then 16 divided by 4, that is equal to 4. And then for this trinomial, the factors are x minus 2 and x minus 2. So as you could see, this is perfect square trinomial. So just factor the first term and the last term. So let us check if these factors are correct. So we have for the x squared, we have x and x. And then for positive 4, we have negative 2 and negative 2. Because if we're going to combine negative 2 and negative 2, we'll get negative 4 in the middle term. Okay. So, after that, we are going to cancel out the common factors in the numerators and denominators of both rational algebraic expressions in factored form. So, we have, okay, let's check. We have x minus 2 here in the numerator and x minus 2 in the denominator of the other rational expression. So we can cancel x minus 2 and 1x minus 2 in the denominator of the other rational algebraic expression. And what else? We have x plus 4. So we have 1x plus 4 and then 1x plus 4 in the denominator. So, what remains are, we have 4 and x minus 6 in the numerators. And then in the denominators, we have x minus 4 rather, and x minus 2. So, the simplified form or the product of these two rational expressions in simplified form and in factored form, we have 4 times the quantity of x minus 6 all over x minus 4 times the quantity of x minus 2. So this is already in simplified form. Okay, another one. We have 9 minus x squared all over x squared plus 6x plus 9 times 3x plus 9 all over 3x minus 9. Okay. Now, for this polynomial, 9 minus x squared, we can rewrite that in descending order of power. So, we can have negative x squared plus 9. So, for this polynomial 9 minus x squared, that is also equivalent to negative x squared plus 9. And then, if we're going to take out the common monomial factor for negative x squared plus 9, we have negative 1. Okay, we have negative 1, this one, negative 1 as the common monomial factor. And then, the other factor would be x squared minus 9. So, this becomes negative since we are going to take out the negative 1. And then, if we're going to get the factors of x squared minus 9, so we have this one. So, this one is the negative 1, this one, the negative 1. So, this is negative 1. And then, for the factors of x squared minus 9, we have x plus 3 and x minus 3. And then, for this one, x squared plus 6x plus 9, the factors are x plus 3 and x plus 3. So, as you could see, for x squared, that is x and x. And then, for 9, we have 3 and 3. And then, if we're going to combine 3 and 3, we'll get 6 in the middle term. Okay. Now, for this one, you could see common monomial factor, which is 3. So, we're going to take out 3 for the common monomial factor. And then, the other factor would be x plus 3. Okay, why? Because 3x divided by 3, that is x. And then 9 divided by 3, that is equal to 3. And then for the denominator, 3x minus 9, we could also see common monomial factor, which is 3. So we have 3 as the common monomial factor. And then the other factor would be x minus 3. Because 3x divided by 3 is x. And then negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. So this time, we're going to cancel out the common factors in the numerators and denominators of the rational algebraic expressions. So we have, okay, for this, the first rational algebraic expression, we have x minus 3 in the numerator, this one. And we also have x minus 3 in the denominator, so we can cancel them. Because x minus 3 divided by x minus 3, that's 1. Then x minus 3 divided by x minus 3, that is 1. Okay? And then we also have x plus 3. Okay, so we have x plus 3 and x plus 3. But then we also have another x plus 3 in the numerator here. We have x plus 3 and x plus 3. And then for the numbers, we have the numerator 3 and denominator 3. So, what's left? So, we have negative 1. This one means negative 1 times 1 because x plus 3 divided by x plus 3, that is 1. So, negative 1 times 1 times 1, that is negative 1. Okay, times 1 here, because this is 3 divided by 3, this is also equal to 1. X plus 3 divided by x plus 3, this is also equal to 1. Okay, so this is 1. This is also 1. And this is 1. This is also 1. Okay, so overall, we have negative 1 times 1, that's negative 1. Times 1, that's negative 1. Times 1 times 1, that's still negative 1. Okay, then for the denominator, we have 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, so we have 1. So, negative 1 divided by 1, that is negative 1. Our final answer. Okay, another one. We have x squared minus 2x times x over x squared minus 5x plus 6. Now, for this polynomial or rational algebraic expression, this is considered to have a denominator of 1. Okay? So, the common monomial factor is x. And then the other factor would be this one, x minus 2. Because x squared divided by x is x. Negative 2x divided by x is negative 2. And then just copy x. There's no other factor aside from x and 1. Okay? And then for the denominator, x squared minus 5x plus 6, the factors are this one. Quantity of x minus 3 times the quantity of x minus 2. Okay, why? For x squared, we have x and x. And then for positive 6, we have negative 3 and negative 2. Okay, why I use negative 3 and negative 2? Because negative 3 and negative 2 will give us negative 5 when combined. Okay, so these are the correct factors. So this time, we can cancel out the common factors in the numerator and denominators of the rational algebraic expressions. So, we have x minus 2 in the numerator here and x minus 2 in the denominator here. So, we can cancel them. X minus 2 divided x minus 2, that becomes 1. And x minus 2 divided by x minus 2, that becomes 1. Okay. Then, okay, there is no other factor, common factor in the numerator and denominator aside from x minus 2. So, we can multiply now the numerators, x times x. So, we have x squared. And then, in the denominator, we have positive 1 here times x minus 3. So, we have x minus 3. So, there is no common factor now. So, this is now the simplified form. Okay? So, another one. We have 4a minus 12 all over 3a plus 6 times 6a squared minus 24. All over a squared plus 3a minus 18. So, for this numerator, 4a plus 12, we're going to take out the common monomial factor. Okay, so we have 4. And then for the other factor, we have 4a divided by 4, that is a. And then negative 12 divided by 4, that is negative 3. And then, for the denominator, the common monomial factor is 3. Ayan. And then, 3a divided by 3, that is a. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay. Now, for this one, we have the common monomial factor is 6. And then, what remains in the... Okay, the other factor would be a squared minus 4 because 6a squared divided by 6, that is a squared. And the negative 4 divided by 6, that is negative 24 rather, divided by 6, that is negative 4. So what remains here is a squared minus 4 times the common monomial factor, which is 6. So as you could see, a squared minus 4 is a difference of 2 squared. So these are the factors of a squared minus 4. So we have a plus 2 and a minus 2. So the factors of 6a squared minus 24 are 6 times the quantity of a plus 2 times the quantity of a minus 2. And then for a squared plus 3a minus 18, we have a plus 6 and a minus 3. So for a squared, we have a and a. Then for negative 18, we have positive 6 and negative 3. Since positive 6 times negative 3, that is negative 18. And then if I am going to combine positive 6 and negative 3, I will get positive 3 in the middle term. Okay, so these are the correct factors of this trinomial. Okay, now this time, we can now cancel out the common factors in the numerators and denominators. So we have a minus 3 here. So a minus 3 divided by a minus 3, that's 1. And this one, a minus 3 divided by a minus 3, that is equal to 1. And then for a plus 2, okay, we have a plus 2 here. So this becomes 1. And then a plus 2 here becomes 1. Because a plus 2 divided by a plus 2, that's 1. So what remains are... we still have another common factor. We have this one, 6 and 3. The common factor is 3. So 6 divided 3, that is 2. And then 3 divided 3, that is equal to 1. So what we can multiply now in the numerators are 4 and 2. So 4 times 2, that is 8. And then for this binomial, just copy a minus 2. And then in the denominator, we have a plus 6. Since 1 times 1 times 1 times a plus 6. So that is a plus 6. So this is now our final answer. 8 times the quantity of a minus 2 all over a plus 6. Okay, another one. We have 3x squared minus 3x minus 36 all over 2x squared plus 8x minus 10 times x squared plus 3x minus 10 all over x squared minus x minus 12. So, as you could see in this trinomial, we have common monomial factor, which is 3, because all the coefficients here and the constant here are divisible by 3. Okay, so we have the common monomial factor, which is 3, and then the other factor is x squared minus x minus 12, obtained by dividing 3x squared by 3. We have x squared, and then negative 3x divided by 3, that is negative x. Then negative 36 divided by 3, that is negative 12. Okay, now for the denominator, we have the common factor, monomial factor, which is 2. Okay, so 2x squared, here, the common monomial factor is 2. And then 2x squared divided by 2, that is x squared, plus 8x divided 2 is 4x, and then negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. But this one is still factorable, and the factors are x plus 5 and x minus 1. So we have the factors of this denominator are 2 times the quantity of x plus 5 times the quantity of x minus 1. Then for this one, x squared plus 3x minus 10, the factors are the quantity of x plus 5 and the quantity of x minus 2. Okay, for the x squared, we have x. And then for negative 10, we have positive 5 and negative 2. Okay, positive 5 and negative 2 when combined, we'll get positive 3. So these are the correct factors. Okay, now for x squared minus x minus 12, we have x squared minus x minus 12 and 1. So we could not we have factors of that. Okay, I'm sorry. So the factors are, yeah. Okay, I didn't factor it because I could see the same trinomial in the numerator here. Okay, so we have x squared minus x minus 12. So I don't need to factor this even if there are factors, two binomial factors for this trinomial. And so with this one, x squared minus x minus 12, there are still two binomial factors, but since I could cancel this common factor here in the numerator and in denominator, so I would no longer factor them. Okay, so x squared minus x minus 12 here, divided by x squared minus x minus 12, that is equal to 1. And then this one becomes 1. Okay, now for x plus 5, okay, we have x plus 5 here and x plus 5 here. So this becomes 1, this becomes 1. And then, so what remains are 3 times 1 times 1 times the quantity of x minus 2. So we have 3 times the quantity of x minus 2 all over 2 times the quantity of x minus 1. So we have this one. Okay, so this is already in simplified form.